Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and if you haven't seen it yet, oh my gosh, get on Arena, because the weekend, and I think ending Tuesday, if they're going to follow the pattern from before, event is Dominaria Standard Shakeup. It has absolutely nothing to do with Dominaria, but they're doing a planecation theme where, well, I mean, we as the players are planeswalkers, I don't know if you knew that or not, and we go to the different planes and do something vaguely themed like it, and then they had Dominaria left. I assume that's what happened. But the way more important part is Standard Shakeup, because they have banned in the following format, because this is just normal standard constructed, except you cannot use Benalish Marshall, History of Benalia, Curious Obsession, Brindemorn Cutthroat, Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord. I'm going to start shortening these. You guys know what it is. Arclight, Chain Whirler, Light Up the Stage, Phoenix, Runaway Steamkin, Nissa, the crap one, Wild Growth Walker, Field of the Dead, Teferi, Other Teferi. That's actually kind of funny. Thought Erasure, Feather, Hydra Crisis, and Risen Reef. So that's pretty much tier 1 right now, or bare minimum, it's the most obnoxious decks. I've found most of them to be beatable, otherwise, you know, why would I be playing the deck I'm playing? But they're annoying. They're really annoying. And it's not just power level annoying, like the way they play is annoying. I mean, anything red tries to win on like turn 4 or 5, which is obnoxious. And then, you know, obviously Teferi stalling out the game, heavy control, anything that even resembles Esper colors, which is white, blue, black. And before you call me a hypocrite, I'm referring to Esper the Pokemon, not Esper the Shard of Alara. And Risen Reef, I mean, they just went a little too hard on elementals. So, I mean, you look through these and you're like, oh yeah, that deck. Oh yeah, that deck. Oh, that deck. Except for Benalish Marshall. I don't know what that's in. I did think it was a little OP, but like literally nobody plays that. In History of Benalia, that was like a year ago, but I've wanted that banned ever since it was printed. So what they've done effectively is what I've been recommending, kind of jokingly, but I mean, I'm more making a statement here. What they do for Modern, which is just take tier 1 and cut its head off. Because, for example, in Modern, you've got this huge card pool of over 10,000 cards, and you want to use them. It's high creativity. You can do anything. You're like, oh, remember that one mechanic from Theros? Yeah, I want to run it. Oh, well, you're going to get crushed by the same old Tron Storm Affinity crap. I know those are like not the 3 most played decks right now, but they were tier 1 at one point, and they are very annoying and repetitive and boring to play against. And they're boring to watch on stream. And Magic, or Wizards I should say, has admitted that Modern is very boring to watch on stream. So they need to take the boring, repetitive, gimmicky, dumb decks and just get rid of them, and all the overpowered, horrible, oppressive decks and get rid of them, which there's really not that many of them left in Modern, to be honest, but my suggestion about 2-3 years ago was to just take all of tier 1 and just across the board ban it. Now, I didn't really say, hey, do this tomorrow. I meant, hey, this would fix the problem. From a practical sense, should they destroy $10 million worth of singles? Probably not. Should they piss off every single highly competitive player in all of Modern? Probably not. I don't think that would realistically be a good idea or end well. But what would be the end result? Well, it would be like this tournament. If you got rid of all of tier 1 in Modern, which arguably in the couple year history of it has been 8 to 15 decks, I'd say. I know that's debatable. That's been the popular tier 1. And look at the size of tier 2. You know, very, very, very popular, but not quite as competitive decks from tier 2 Modern. I mean, it would have to be 30 to 75 decks. I mean, that would be where I would estimate it, and it could be way more. It's just you don't know because they're being suppressed by the tier 1 stuff. So I think almost any format at this point across the board could benefit from the very, very top being just cut off with bans. But that's the quickest way to destroy the biggest number of decks and value and piss off the highest number of people. So like, while I do state it as a solution, I don't think it's a practical idea that they should actually do. But if they did, you'd get Standard Shakeup. So I've been playing this. I did live stream, by the way, which I think I left live stream posted, so feel free to watch it. I don't know who would ever want to watch a live stream after it's been already live. That's weird. The whole point is it's interactive, but spoiler alert, I ended up winning, and you get this totally baller basic land, which before I get into why I like this, I got to show people how to do this in case you're not familiar. I had some questions. I don't know how or why, but I just go edit deck, and then I think I already did this technically. Yeah, I did. But you would go island, and then click this button, and then go to the right, and it's right there. So you would pretend this is wrong. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There, replaced, done. So no text editing, no weird stuff like Xmage, none of that. It's just remove them and add them. And then you have to hit this button, otherwise island will just give you things that reference an island. Which, I mean, also is something you could do. But yeah, Oh, and also you can win this cool land right here, which, what is it, like Tempest or something? No, Tempest is the Lightning Cloud. I don't remember what this is, but that artwork is insane. And then you get, oh, the plains. Oh, those look so cool. Oh, this event is awesome. Oh, the forest classic. Oh, I love this art. Oh, mountain, absolutely beautiful. That's like some Lion King crap. And the swamp, which I don't like swamps that are overly blue because then it makes me visually think it's an island if I'm not paying attention. Never did like that. But the artwork's cool, I gotta say. I just would have made it more black. But, okay, anyway, besides the prizes being totally epic in this event, it's also the best event I've ever played in the history of Arena. It's almost the best event I've played ever in Magic. I would say this just barely loses to the dumbest format ever, which is Chaos Pauper, where you take 100 or more mixed commons in just a blind brick, hand it to somebody and say, here, build a deck. And it's, 40 cards. So it's pseudo-sealed. It's like Pauper limited. It's kind of like Chaos Draft without the draft. We did it for April Fool's one time, and it was dumb, and I loved it, and everybody had fun. So, yeah, they just, I think it was a brick of 150 commons, and then you had to build a 40-card deck out of it, and somebody didn't sort them very well, so some people ended up with uncommons. But, yeah, it was really fun, because we were mixing sets that had nothing to do with each other, and people are pulling off, like, these sick combos, and then the rest of the time their deck does, like, nothing. It was so random, and I loved it. I wish they'd bring that back, where they just are like, here, have 100 commons, boom. And then they tell you to build something out of it. That'd be kind of fun, but wouldn't really sell, packs. But anyway, this is a close second. Just want to mention that in case you ever wanted to try that as a joke at your F&M. And also, it's like the cheapest format ever. Like, do you think Pauper's cheap? Not really anymore. Chaos Pauper. That's where you go for cheapness. But anyway, this event, speaking of cheap, is free and losses don't count. So there you go. If the game's really not going your way, feel free to leave early. It just gives the other person a win. Why waste your time if you might win if you're crunched for time? Otherwise, I'm one to play it out. That's just my personality. But as far as what people were playing, let's just say I would have added about 5 more cards to the ban list, and the real problem is people still just playing 3-color. Just 3-color anything with control, pretty much. Still a problem. They just kind of watered down their existing control decks. But as far as deck choice, I was like, oh man, they banned so many cards. What am I going to play? Oh, that's right. My entire deck library, basically, because I'm not a net decking asshole. So these are the ones I'm allowed to play, and these are the ones I'm not. So what, 60% at least? Probably more, 70%? Yeah. And the one I'm absolutely just kicking people in the balls with is Firepower. If you haven't seen this deck, I just made a video on it like 2 days ago. It's, I don't remember what I titled it, but look for cats wearing armor. I know, on my channel I might have to be more specific, but just look for that in a recent thumbnail. Anyway, the actual one I was playing with last on stream was, where the heck is it? The Darkness. Although, I accidentally named 2 decks The Darkness, and it's actually this one. Let's fix that right now. There we go. Oh, I can't delete a deck from the screen. Okay, let's not fix it at all. So, this one right here, though, oh yeah, it's funny. It's just Cabal Stronghold, and it's like a cheap Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, like, wannabe deck. It's so dumb. I mean, I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to show you what I'm running here. Here's the thing. This deck is an absolute riot. It is so fun. It's such a unique idea. It's pretty powerful, but I think in testing, I lost about 80% of my games in the competitive standard meta, and that was before the release of M20. So, speaking of that, by the way, I would add this guy, Dread Presence. Duh. Hello, it's Swamp Synergy. But, I would never get to play this on Arena unless I wanted to lose basically every game, or if I just wanted to have fun, go free play, whatever, and finish the dailies, which everybody who plays that way, mad respect to you. You're probably having more fun than I am, just banging my head against the same 5 tier 1 decks in literally gold on up all the way to Mythic. So very, very, very boring, but I wanted to play this deck, and I really couldn't unless I didn't care about winning, and I like progression, because they set you back every 30 days, like 2 entire tiers, so thanks for that. But yeah, I wanted to play this, but I couldn't. And then in this tournament, I did pretty good. I probably had, 50-50 win rate with it. And it was a riot to play this. So, a little bit lower powered Magic has creative ideas. It promotes creativity, deck building, and you can play whatever you think is fun as long as it's reasonably competitive, because you don't have to worry about this crap over here ruining everybody's good time. So do I think that they should realistically take this entire list and ban it? No, it just at this point, with this many sets legal, this close to rotation, I don't think banning every single tier 1 deck is a good idea. I think 1 or 2 we could benefit from losing, but then it would just leave the rest. Yeah, I mean, you'd still have Risen Reef. You'd still have Mono Blue. You'd still have all this crap. I mean, you'd still have Field of the Dead. You'd still have run your deck out, Jace decks, which this doesn't even address that. So, I really don't like the state of Standard right now, but it's like irreparable. The real solution is to stop printing stuff like this. I mean, Rekindling Phoenix was a disastrously careless mistake. Steamkin was an insanely careless, dumb mistake. Nissa, I mean, she just, by sheer coincidence, turned out pretty good in the deck she was in. You look at the card and you're not like, oh, this is overpowered. You're like, oh, yeah, it's a Nissa. Okay. You know, she cost 6, whatever. And then she just turned out to be pretty good. Wild Growth Walker, I mean, that's one where just the mechanic ran away and oh my gosh. Same with Risen Reef. Although that much card draw in a tribal, really, I think that was just poor design. Feather, that's just dumb. You look at that card and you're like, are you kidding me right now? Really? Like, who's that stupid to approve that? I mean, even Chain Whirler, that whole damn cycle was a mistake. I mean, Steel Leaf, are you kidding me? They should have banned it from this format. So the real solution to this, why like this format is so much more fun and how to get Standard there, is not ban 15 cards every time a new set comes out. It's stop printing crap like this in the first place. So that's my actual suggestion. Now that said, I think they should keep this as an actual format. I don't care what they call it. They could call it casual noob mode. I don't care. I'm still playing it. It would actually be fun and enjoyable and let me build decks and be creative. Now, if something in Arena makes you build more decks, what do? That's right. You open more packs and spend more money. Oh, gee, forgot about that, did ya? Maybe you should keep it around, Wizards. So, yeah, I mean, if you just build one tier 1 deck and run it forever because nothing can compete with it, that's boring. You're ruining the game for everybody. It's dumb. It's repetitive. Even it's not enjoyable for the person doing it. I mean, I had more fun in this event than any other event they've ever run. And I'm hearing that from everybody. So I think they should keep it. So bare minimum, I would recommend everybody get on social media and the Arena forums and just say, hey, this is the greatest event I've ever played. I had so much fun. I got to play weird deck ideas that I gave up on. I built all kinds of new decks. I spent more time playing this than anything. You know, whatever's true, just tell them this is what you need to do. You need to either keep doing this event regularly or to make it a permanent format. I know that's a stretch, very unlikely, but you never know. I mean, they can't just say, wow, this event, we got 10 times the positive feedback as any other event. Let's just leave it at that. Oh, well, what an anomaly. No, they will do something about it. They actually, like the Arena team, really listens to the community. So please go make your voice heard about how this is like Standard if Standard wasn't a complete shit show right now. That's basically what they should have put it. Like Standard, no douchebag mode, or like Net Deckers go home mode or something. I don't know. They could have named it one of 100 different offensive things, but in any case, they'd be right because this was a lot more fun. Whether I was winning or losing, I was having more fun because it just, at the end of the day, I wasn't playing against the same 5 freaking decks over and over and over. And that's boring. Even if I win, it's boring. If I lose, then it's boring and I'm pissed off. So there's nothing good or enjoyable or fun about Standard right now. And I mean, obviously the real solution, besides not printing overpowered cards, is to not let it go to 8 or 9 sets be legal, or whatever the hell's legal right now. Cut it off at 6 and rotate twice a year, but you know how that went over. So yeah, I hope they keep it around. That's all I'm going to say. And definitely I would recommend this event for everybody. That's the one thing I wanted to point out is, hey, it's going on. Don't miss it. This is like a 4-day thing or whatever where you can actually have fun and enjoy playing Magic on Arena. What a concept. So hopefully they keep it around. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I mean, there is one negative that even I would say, it's not much of a negative. I wouldn't say it overrides the whole thing. Whoops. I just realized you have to actually click on Dominator, then click on deck selection. There we go. What if I just say, okay, I want to play my Thief deck. This isn't even that competitive. It's not crazy. In fact, Cat Lady and Jolly Green Giant are like good, but they're very tier 2, and so is Clone Wars, although I did make Clone Wars 2 and somehow that's legal. I don't know. But let's just say I want to run Thief. Well, the only reason I can't is because of Thought Erasure. So I could just copy the deck and play literally anything else. Duress, Divest, whatever. I mean, who cares? I just put it in there because Surveil won and it hits any target. But I could replace it. It's not the end of the world. But why am I getting punished because people are abusing this and running some like run your hand out, Jace, run your library out bullshit deck? That's really annoying. And then if I go to another one that I had a really tough time seeing was, let's see. Oh, it was Duck and Cover. I really wanted to play Duck and Cover in this tournament, but I'd have to get rid of Teferi, both of them. Which you might say, yeah, you should, but I don't run him in an abusive, toxic way. I just use him to draw more cards. That's it. This is just Duck and Cover. I mean, it's just flying angels with a bunch of counterspells. That's it. I don't try to shut them down. It's not a prison deck. I don't try to outrun them. I don't try to draw 7 while they're at 0 and then counter everything they've ever done in their entire life. I just try to throw out an angel and keep it alive. Very simple, very tier 2, but very effective. So I'd have to take these out and replace them with something else. I'd probably just throw in 2 of Johnny's, whatever. It's almost the same deck. But I shouldn't have to because I'm not the one using this card irresponsibly. Now, Teferi's a terrible example because he's almost just like self-contained too powerful. But there's other ones that I was pretty mad about, like Jolly Green Giant 1. I think, whoops, that one wasn't allowed. I keep doing this wrong. Oh, hell, Jolly Green Giant 2 was banned too. Holy crap. And it's all because of Wild Growth Walker. And like, is this an all-in Explore Draw deck? Is this a 2-color Simic Cloner deck? No. It's just part of my deck, and this is just mono green, vanilla, blah, classic green, nothing. I mean, there's nothing special about this deck. Can I just be the one responsibly using Wild Growth Walker? Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. So the fact that it affects me and half my decks is annoying. It's like they should punish the people who are running the entire deck, not get rid of individual cards. That's why, like, if Wild Growth Walker were to get banned, I'd say, well, there goes 2 or 3 of my decks, and I wasn't the one that was the problem. So they'd almost have to do something like you can't run these set of 3 cards in the same deck, which I believe is how they do it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like you're not allowed to use these 2 together. You can use them separately, but not these 2 cards together. Kind of complicated, kind of hard to plan a deck out. I know it's kind of clunky, but if they were to make it perfect, they would let me play this and then nobody who's running the really degenerate version. So that's why I said they should just ban decks that are 80% or more similar to whatever just won the last tournament, the entire top 16. There you go, done. And if they were to take this list right here and base it on that, which is I think what they did, there you go. Or they could just have like a fun level, like an arbitrary or a bunch of judges or whatever saying, okay, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 on the fun scale. Yeah, it's powerful, but it's not toxic to play against. And then you got like Teferi Infinite Turn Nexus at 0, where it's like there is no fun to be had. There is no more joy in the world of Arena. This card needs to die and this deck needs to die. Get rid of that deck and just say you cannot run anything, maybe even 90% similar to this. And then people would have to either build weaker versions, which just wouldn't win, or they would give up and build whatever they want and whatever they think is fun. Which, there you go. That's what I want. That's what I want in Magic. I just want to build whatever I want that's kind of good, play with it, and have fun and have a chance to win. That's it. That's all anybody ever wants. So definitely make your voice heard. Go tell Wizards that you love this event. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to actually play this event, and I will see you guys next video.